Alrighty, final video. This will be the macro gameplay analysis after the laning stage. So we'll start about 10 minutes. That's kind of when the laning stage seemed to end for everybody. And it won't be from any particular perspective. It'll just jump around. I'm going to hit most of the big team fights where I kind of think we started to do some things that didn't really work out well for us. But first off, I want to go back to the draft. So if you didn't see the P5 video that has the draft stuff, you're missing out a little bit, but I'll basically go over some of the things again. The big details are sort of what my intent was and how everyone else saw that. So I don't think everyone was kind of tracking what I thought the draft was going to look like. So in the beginning, this is what we ended up with. So the draft was these four heroes here, and then we had last pick. So these four heroes here, we didn't have this picked yet against these five heroes here. And so we had already picked our carry, AM, and AM is good against everybody else. He's great against the Viper, the Lina, the Lich, and he's going to out-carry the PA. So this is okay right now. The only problem here is Puck. And so the issue here is Puck has like a 5% win rate advantage on AM. And it's good because 5% because of basically the coil. So Puck's ult, you blink in, you coil, the AM can't blink out, and you got to catch for the AM on a team that otherwise doesn't have great catch. I mean, they can try and like Lich gaze it and then gaze into like a light strike array, but the Lich isn't going to go blink dagger, so the Lich can't get in fast enough. And really, the Puck is the answer to our anti-mage, and that's why they picked right afterwards. And once I saw the PA, I knew that our late game was going to be better. The AM will easily outscale the PA into the super late 40 plus minute games, and so I wasn't too worried about that. So I didn't need a mid that was going to be a big scaler and like a secondary carry. The Bristle was going to tank plenty. We had a Bristleback, and I assumed he was going to go like defensive tanking items, so I didn't think I needed a second tank, something like a Dragon Knight or Lone Druid or whatever. We didn't need another sort of body to throw in front of us. So we kind of had both carry and tank covered pretty well, and I thought I just need to be more utility and a save. So the stuns and the control from the two supports are great, but we lacked a save. And so if Puck coils AM, we lose the fight. That was my thinking. And so when I was going into the draft for this last pick, I was basically considering two heroes. It was OD or Dazzle. And my thought process was, I'm not going to try and kill Puck in lane. I'm not going to try and be a big pick-off solo killer and find people and kill them myself like a Storm Spirit or a Quack or whatever. I'm going to move with the team. I'm going to save AM when we get into team fights if AM gets jumped first. And if we do the jumping first, then it doesn't really matter because AM's going to be killing everybody and we're going to do great. So I picked OD instead of the Dazzle because Core Dazzle takes a little more finesse. I'm not really a great Core Dazzle player. It's probably a little bit more meta, but I thought the OD had more flexibility, and I was going to skip Meme Hammer. There's no reason to go that. I didn't need the Meme Hammer for pushing. I didn't need to try and kill people by myself. It was just going to be Blink, BKB, Ags, and just pure utility. And according to the AI, we have a huge chance to win. So beginning of the game, we have a 79% chance to win the game, and that tapers off to a 62% chance in the super late game. And the AI thinks we're supposed to close out at about 36 minutes. This ends up being like a 55-minute game or something. So I think it was just shy of an hour. And that's just another testament to how we were supposed to win. And, because of our draft advantage, and how we ended up not using it right, we ended up losing. But, we went down fighting. And we had a couple chances to turn it around. So that's my plan with the draft. And maybe I didn't communicate that well. Maybe it may not have been the best strategy, but I thought it was a solid one. And so let's see why this doesn't pan out. So I want to look at items first and go over what everyone has and what we're buying. Let's take a peek at items. I hate this. This one sucks. Let's do the other one. Okay. Yeah. Whoop. Bring it back. Okay, so let's see. I've got nothing. I got Power Treads. Again, skipped Meteor Hammer. If I was going Meteor Hammer, I would have gone for it first. But otherwise, Power Treads going straight into a Blink. At this point, I'm trying to afford a Blink, but I don't have it yet. I'm probably halfway down because I've died twice. So I've gone 0-2 in laning stage, and by the end of the game, I'm going to feed like 10 more times or something ridiculous. It's terrible. But right now, my farm is pretty bad. I think I'm lowest net worth out of all the cores. Yeah, so I am right here. And just behind the Viper. I don't know why Viper was having a bad time. Wow, actually PA was really low too. Okay, so all three of us are at the bottom, but I'm at the bottom of everybody. And that's just because the Puck got me twice, once with the coil and once even without it. So I'm having a terrible time, but the plan here is to get a Blink Dagger, and then I'm going to go hunting with the Grimstroke and the Witch Doctor, and hopefully all of us are going to be standing behind the Bristleback. Witch Doctor has typical support items, that's good stuff. Bristleback Soul Ring Vanguard, good stuff. AM is still working on the Battle Fury, good stuff. Grimstroke, I don't know what he's doing, but that looks like support stuff. So all those items look about right. Enemy team, Viper's going for the Urn, support stuff there. This looks like the start of the Battle Fury on the PA. Support stuff there, Lich is real slow, and then double null on the Puck. And I think he goes for the right-click build and goes Witch's Blade. Again, I didn't go Witch's Blade on the OD because I wasn't planning on being a right-clicker. I was planning on being utility. Alright, so everyone's items seem about right. In the graph, let's check the graph. So there's a couple kind of losing mistakes here plotted on the chart. So early on, as expected, we had the win rate advantage, and then we were even supposed to win more here. So this is probably where we start out farming. Bristleback probably gets a kill on somebody, maybe dies and then gets a kill again. And then AM is farming really nicely, has a good timing on track for his Battle Fury, and then I died a couple times, which probably didn't help. But at this point, we have a solid win rate here, or solid chance to win. And I think the loss here is when we invade into the jungle. So I think this is us going into the tier 2 on top. I was telling Bristle to push in the wave to the tower, and then the rest of us were going to stand behind him. We're going to take a small skirmish. We're going to bait the Bristleback, and then when like 2 people show up to kill him, or maybe 3, then the 4 of us jump out, and it's like a 4v3, and we win that fight. We take the tier 2, or we bait enough people to TP up top that then we then come back and push the tier 1 mid. What ended up happening was Bristle went into the jungle instead of the lane, I think. I think Bristle cleared like 2 camps, which was really good because the camps were stacked, and so he stole either the Puck or the PA's stacks, but then we didn't end up pushing and not putting any pressure on the tier 2 tower, and then the rest of us kind of stood in the jungle around the Bristleback watching him, and then Puck came up and their whole team, I think all 5 of them showed up, so then we ended up losing that fight 4v5 instead of ganking someone in the lane 4v3. This fight here is probably, I'm actually not sure what this jump here, this is definitely us taking a losing fight at the tier 2 mid. So AM is farming in the jungle by himself. The other 4 of us are around the tier 2 mid. We all chain feed and die. We kill 1 person, and then AM TPs in late after everyone else is dead, and then he wipes the rest of the team and he kills off everybody else. So it ends up being like AM and Puck are the only 2. Their whole team killed all of us, but AM, we killed all of them but the Puck. So this is a big swing up, and then, or a big swing down and a swing up when AM wiped everybody, or almost everybody coming in at the end of that fight. This is probably us turtling at this point, so we probably lost a Roche here. And then this little pip at the end is probably when we turtled. We ended up winning a team fight, so they tried to force into us and siege high ground. We ended up team wiping them and then pushing out a little bit into the jungle. And I think we got wiped and caught out while we were being greedy and farming, and then we just lose. So all right, let's watch that and see what is going on with some of this. This is around the 10-minute mark here. All right, so at this point, Bristle has basically on the map. Bristle has won his lane. So top went really well. Top went great. Mid went terrible. Bottom went okay. I think bottom could have put more pressure and killed the Viper more and had a better lane, but all things considered, they came out on top. Mid was an absolute disaster, and I'm falling behind the Puck, and then top went great. So we took over this area really nicely. We put in some good vision here, and I think I'm telling the team at this point to shove tier 2s. I thought I actually drew it on the... did I not draw it on the map? I think I did maybe like 10 seconds ago. I remember drawing it on the map. Yeah, right here. So it's kind of hard to see because I'm drawing it. But basically, yeah, you can't really see it that well. But what happens is it's hard to see. I'm drawing this blue line on the map, and what I draw is a shape that points into the tier 2 and then comes around loops and then points into the tier 1. I'm telling to the team over voice, shove the wave into the top tier 2, and then if they don't respond, we take the tier 2. If they do respond, we then move mid after they've TP'd and we take the tier 1. And let's see what happens, because I don't actually remember how this all goes down. Other than we all die. But somehow we all die, and that happens. Alright, so we're coming up here. Oh, that's right, Bristleback sees the stacks, so he goes in to steal their stacks, which is good stuff. So that's like, I don't know how much gold. He's probably got 4 camps, maybe 5 camps worth of stuff to kill. Good stuff. We're all posturing up. AM is farming, killing stacks. And we're not pressuring anyone to come to the tier 2. So their team is still playing around our bottom lane, which is perfectly fine. I was happy with trading, and I told the team to trade. We backed AM out of the lane. I tried to get AM to come and actually farm their side of the jungle here. I wanted AM to flip lanes, and then we were going to push this tower while the 4 of us were back here, AM farming, and the other 3 of us ready to counter jump on the bristleback. So their being down here is good. I wanted this creep wave up here to get shoved into this tower to force some people to TP. It doesn't look like that's happening, so I'm not sure why. Okay, so Bristle's up here. We all kind of spread out. Bristle's sitting in a camp, not shoving the lane. Okay, so Bristle goes to shove the lane. Oh, that's right. We take a bad fight here mid, I think. I think the supports are kind of out of position when I get coiled. So Bristle's playing back. He doesn't have... No, wait, where the fuck is Bristle? Bristle TP'd bottom. Okay, that's interesting. So instead of forcing the top tower, Bristle goes to push bottom lane. Yeah, I guess he probably heard when I said flip the lanes that will bring the Bristle down, but I was trying to get the Bristle to just push up and the AM to farm behind him. Okay, so that's interesting. So Bristle's gone now. Witch Doctor's out of position. He's got to come back. I think we take a weird fight here at this tower. Yeah, looks like they're positioning. The Viper's rotated around. Somehow they have vision there. Or maybe he just sees it from the catapult. Yeah, I get coiled. I ask the supports to come in and help. I think AM actually comes in and help instead of the supports. So I die here. AM comes in. Looks like AM's going to die too. That sucks. Okay, so AM and I die. The supports don't show up. Oh, well, Grim was there a little late. Witch Doctor wasn't. Okay, and so we lose our tower. Okay, so that's interesting. So their team brought 4 people to pressure the tier 1 tower the exact same way that I wanted our team to pressure their tier 1 tower. Because I hadn't lost this tower at this point. We never pressured tier 2, so these creeps all stayed here in front of their tower. We didn't get any damage on the tier 2 at all. So no one on Dire was, I guess, compelled to TP up top and defend this tower. And then they decided to group around mid, which is what I wanted to do, and they took this tower. So I'm going to say this is probably the beginning of us falling behind. Let's see what our... we're still up on net worth. That's really good. Individually, I'm still at the bottom, right next to PA. So PA is having a really bad time, and I kept telling the team I wanted them to go look for PA on the kills, not the Lina. We killed the Lina over and over, but I really wanted the team to try and jump the PA in ganks, but we didn't do that. Okay, so here's, that's funny. This is actually the second time I draw. So again, it's hard to see, but there's a blue line here and then looping around. So this is actually the second time I've drawn this mark on the map and told the team, shove in the top, and then we're going to bait for mid. I'm probably reiterating that that's the plan in case people didn't hear it the first time. We'll see what happens. Alright, so now their team all moves top to defend, and we just start jungling. Alright, so Grim's in the jungle, Witch Doctor's in the jungle, Am's in the jungle, Bristleback is in the jungle, so this is bad. So we are no longer putting any pressure on the map anywhere. All 5 of us are hiding in the jungle. This lane is not pushed out, this lane is about to get depushed, so this is iffy. I don't know if I'm telling the team we've missed our chance to invade, but I feel like this was about it. Alright, so we're baiting at tier 1, which is not good, because it's now 4 versus 3. Okay, I think I'm telling people to go top and get the kill top. Okay, good smoke, or interesting smoke. Yeah, we get the Lina instead of anyone important, which is okay. Little miscommunication there, or lack of communication, so I didn't explain what the opening was going to be. So the Grimstroke put the Inkswell on me at the wrong timing, and so I opened with an Astral to give everyone time to get there. Lina doesn't have an escape, doesn't even have a Yule, so Lina's dead either way. But we do need to work on chaining those stuns. So we talk about what the open is. I probably said I'm going to Astral, and then we come in with the 2 support stuns, but you just got to time those so that they land. But we get the free kill. Unfortunately, it's on the Lina, so I start pushing top, everyone else invades. Okay, so this is a mistake. So we get the kill here. Everyone knows that we just killed the Lina. We showed on the map, and we showed them that we killed her with all 4. It's not like I went in and solo killed her. So now I'm killing this wave here to try and bring it into the top lane. Everyone else is invading without me, which is bad. So yeah, the Lena's dead, but we have no idea where everyone else is. What's the fog? It doesn't show me what our vision is. Oh, we actually have really good vision because it's backward. I forgot. So yeah, Witch Doctor put this excellent ward. This is fantastic. And so we do have vision here. Log both teams. And looks like we're invading without everybody. And I remember this going really poorly. So for some reason, I'm pushing the wave, telling people we're going to push the wave up, and everyone else is going in. Alright, we're late. Bristleback gets broken. Puck comes in for the fight. I'm not there. And we lose this first one. Okay. Not bad, though. Good trades, actually. We got the puck kills, would have been fantastic, but the support and the offlaner for our support and offlaner is fine. Not a big deal. So that was basically a 2 for 2. I didn't expect that to work out that well, because I was so late from pushing the lane. Alright, let's see what happens next. Alright, doesn't look like much goings on. We're all farming real passive. I think at this point I'm telling the team that we need to group up more. Not doing anything. We want to invade here. Okay, there's all 5 of us top. What's going on? Get another Luna kill. Okay, cool stuff. Combo works on the Lena. We chain the stuns. Everything's good. Alright, now what are we doing? 15 minutes, it's nighttime. We keep pinging the top tier 2, but we don't actually push it. It is pushed in. Bottom's about to be pushed in. Okay, so this formation here, this is actually interesting. So this is perfect. We've got AM farming these camps here. So AM gets to farm this area. Wow, that's really big. And the other 4 of us are kind of like staking out this area. Bristleback is purple. He's in lane. So Bristleback is in the lane. The other 3 of us, man, I'm fucking this up now. But basically, you see the idea. AM is farming behind. He gets all these jungle camps. Bristle is in lane. The other 3 of us are in this area, ready to support the Bristle if he gets jumped. Otherwise, wait for something to happen. Because we're basically baiting the Bristle. We're trying to shove the Bristle into them and get like a 2 or 3 man rotation. So this like battle formation, for lack of a better term, is perfect, except it's about 5 minutes too late. So this is what I was trying to tell the team to do about 5 minutes before when I was marking that silly Z shape on the map. And I think what probably happened is I raged at the team enough that they finally decided to do it with me. The only problem is we're now 5 minutes behind. So if we had done this formation earlier, we wouldn't have lost the mid tier 1. We would have pressured their 2 and probably taken their tier 1, and AM would have had even more space to farm. Because right now AM feels a little clustered. He's got his triangle, he's got these couple camps here, but he really doesn't have all the space he wants. AM wants to be jumping all over the place, getting all this farm, and we basically forsake this side of the jungle, which we've done. We've basically given up on this bottom triangle. But if we had done this the first time instead of the 3rd time, because we're on the 3rd attempt now, this would have actually been a really good strategy, and I don't think we would have lost the game. I think we would have kept up in farm, we wouldn't have gotten picked off, and that was probably the beginning of the end. So let's see what goes on here. Alright, so they're farming, we're farming. Alright, so we're baiting the Bristle in. Don't know where everyone's at. Supports are out. Alright, so we do see someone here. So they do defend the tower, and I'm probably telling everyone we're going to go back mid at this point. Okay, we all die here, I remember this. So we stay too far forward, and they bring too many people, and we die. This is about to be a loss, because we're all staging on this area. We don't see anything. Puck comes up, and I think Puck initiates, and we all die. So this is probably that first point where we all start losing. Silence interrupts the Astral. I die because I'm the save. I can't save myself. Supports die. Does the Bristleback get out? He should. Alright, so we end up losing the supports in the mid, and that explains the first loss in our win rate, because at this point we're all up, and this is that early triangle here. So we're at this point right here, and we're about to either... Let's see, what time is it now? 16 minutes? Okay, so we're actually still on the up. So this is on this bottom part. We're actually about to pick up some more win rate chance here in a second. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure what happens. So I've got my blink. I'm ready to jump, kill people. No other farm though. What's going on? Okay. Alright, Alright, so we're all grouped up bottom. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if we're about to smoke or what. Problem is we're splitting farm with the AM as we not defend our towers. I think he could have man-fought that one, but okay. It's a safe play to get out. No one's with him. We're just trying to take ancient camps. And I guess this is okay, considering that we have the later scaling team, so we're perfectly happy to slow down, but I would have liked to have put more pressure on and not had to resort to this super passive game style. Alright, Puck gets a double damage. We're just clearing ancients, and everyone's getting super passive. So I think we start to lose our win rate here in a second. 18 minutes, right? It's now 18. Yeah, the loss of the win rate, that's 20, so yeah, this is probably where we start to lose our win rate. Or our win probability. Probably a big fight coming up here in a sec. Alright, we're all staging around mid. They smoke. Okay, so yeah, they smoke and kill me here. So we don't have the supports on the outside, and for some reason, I'm the one that gets seen. Okay, so they spot those. Oh, I actually come back the wrong way, don't I? Yeah, I remember someone saying, who is this an item? And someone dropped the tango. Alright, so we start pushing in. This looks okay here, but I'm on the wrong side. So this is actually bad positioning on me. They have a deep ward, and I get killed. So that's bad. I am way out of position trying to be greedy, so that's my fault. So 20 minutes, we're probably about even on win rate here, maybe a little lower. Oh, we're actually a lot lower. Wow, that one death put me way behind for some reason. Alright, I think we go for this and it doesn't work out. Yeah, I remember this being fantastic. Good stun. Combo it well. Combo, where's the AM? Okay, so we're fighting without the AM still. That's fine. We lose everybody. Good plays on the bristleback though, staying alive, showing your back. So staying alive this far and then showing your back was working out really well. That turn right there probably got you killed, but then AM comes in at the end of the fight and cleans up. So that's nice. I think if we had AM earlier, or if maybe Bristle had been the one to get jumped instead of the supports and the OD, that fight's okay. But at this point, I think we catch up a little bit, and that's our last hurrah. Alright. AM gets a clean. Go back to farming. See what everyone's items are. I do want to talk about mid-game items, because I saw some weird choices here. So I went Blink and went into the BKB. Actually, I picked the Ogre Axe because I wasn't sure if I was going to go BKB or Ags at this point. And since Ogre Axe works for both, I just picked that up and waited to see how long it would take me to get each item. But the Blink is exclusively just to help the Witch Doctor and Grimstroke gank, or to get in position so I can Astral and save the AM. Glimmer Cape on the Witch Doctor, probably Tranquil's next, that's excellent. A Shroud on the Bristleback, I think that's a little early. You can usually put off the Shroud a little later, but that's fine. I think I'm telling the Bristle we really need a Pipe or an AC. We need defensive aura items. I think he goes for like an Aghanim Scepter next, which doesn't help us at all. AM, doing traditional AM stuff, goes for Yasha, that sounds right. And then Grimstroke going for a 4-staff. So those items all look about right. The Shroud's a little early, and then later on we'll revisit this and see what the other items are. Alright, back to the fighting. Alright, so we're all moving around. Let's see what happens. Lots of farming, lots of really slow farming. Good stacks by the Lich. We still don't have the mid or bottom tier ones, and I think that's because of a lack of ability to sustain team fights. They have a lot more AoE and control than we do in a team fight, and I think we need pickoffs. I was calling for a lot of smokes, and I might have called for smokes too often actually, kind of based on the way this game played out. I was really trying to smoke every nighttime, or every time we had all of our ults and we saw people split, because I felt like we needed to sort of pressure them back a little bit. Alright, so this is like 5 minutes of solid farming. This is ridiculous, but solid farming like this is really good for us. So we had a 3k deficit, and we've now brought this back to less than 1k. So this is really good. The super passive farming is giving AM his space to catch up, so I don't mind this too much. This seems okay, even though the other 4 of us aren't active. Ideally, AM still gets all this farm while the rest of us smoke up and get a kill. And so we get both, and it's not just one advantage or the other. Alright, not sure if Bristle's dead here. He kind of looks like it. Yeah. He's dead. Alright, so I'm probably still reiterating to the Bristle to go pipe, and he's still going Ags. Okay. So a lot of magic damage coming out from the other team. And the thing about Ags is if you're going for a right-click Bristleback, then that's great. And everyone loves to play right-click Bristleback because it's like the P1, P2 thing. P3, you can still do right-click Bristleback, but that's not what we need in this game. AM is our right-click. We're going for super late game. We don't have another tank. We need our Bristleback here to be our big, tanky, defensive aura carrier. So Shroud is not bad. Shroud is okay. I would have gotten Pipe before Shroud and then gone back for Shroud later. I would have gone AC first. Halberd you go for later, which is good too, and that helps. But the thing about the Ags is it only buffs your goo, and the goo only, it slows them and it takes away their armor, but we don't need the Bristleback to run people down. That's why I got OD with a Blink Dagger. That's why we have Grimstroke with a Force Staff. The OD Grim Witch Doctor combo is going to catch people, and our carry has a built-in Blink. So we've got a lot of catch. We don't need the Bristleback to sort of snot on people for 10 minutes and then slow them down bit by bit. We really need defensive, super tanky auras that give more health to your teammates. And the thing about the goo is it buffs up the Bristleback, but it doesn't do anything for the people around Bristleback. So Witch Doctor and Grimstroke don't survive longer because you have Ags. They're just as vulnerable. Whereas if you had gotten a Pipe, then Witch Doctor and Grimstroke survive 30% longer, and the fight goes much better. Let's see what else people are buying. I'm trying to go for Ags, and the Ags here is just so that I can double Astral people and sort of delay the fight, because again, the whole point is for me to use Astral to save AM, and if I have a second charge, I can Astral PA, we kill all of PA's teammates around her, or we Astral the Puck, we kill everyone around him, and I can take one of the big 3 cores out, and that's the thought behind that. Meme Hammer doesn't have any value because I don't have a combo with Meme Hammer. No one has a long duration stun that's going to allow me to channel my Meme Hammer. If I have to use Astral Imprisonment as the setup for Meme Hammer, I don't have it as a save for AM when he gets coiled, and so that's too much of a gamble. It ruins the whole point of picking the hero. AM has his Manta now, and he's doesn't have anything queued up. Okay, so he should have picked his next item. Maybe he's still thinking about it. Grimstroke going for 4 staff, doesn't have anything queued up after that. Witch Doctor doing a magic wand, that's perfectly fine. I would like to see a Ghost Scepter on the Witch Doctor to keep him alive from the PA jumps, or maybe an Aeon Disc. Aeon Disc isn't as good. But basically, if you get jumped by the PA as the dagger's flying in and before she blink strikes, you just go Scepter and that gives you time to Glimmer Cape. Or you try to Glimmer Cape away. Basically, the Witch Doctor and the Grim are going to get 3-shot by the PA as soon as he finishes this Deso. So they both need a way to save themselves as well as continue to help others. The Force Staff doesn't help save the Grimstroke. He's fucked either way if that happens. Okay, so that's everyone's items for now. So there should be another big loss in win probability around 27 minutes, and I'm waiting to see what that is. Alright, so farming. Starting to lose our jungle. Cool, whatever. Puck is double damage, they don't use it on us, that's good. Looks like Brown is pinging for their jungle, they know we're in here. Sounds about right. Very passive game, which should be good for us. So this passiveness should help the AM get to the point where he can handle AM or a PA all by himself. Alright, so a little bit of a skirmish, we disengage, the fight doesn't break out, even though we have everyone and they have only 4 people, so that would have been a good fight for us. But we turn it away. We're still jungling a lot, and by jungling I mean non-AM people, so I'm perfectly okay with the AM jungling, but the rest of us are doing a lot more jungling and a lot less posturing for vision or smoke breaks or ganks than I would like. Although we do see 3 of them, so the gank is a little unlikely. We would need to rotate around and delete the Lich, but it's not happening here. Alright, Viper's got Invis, let's see if he uses it. They smoke. See, they're much better at smokes than us. So this is probably the third time where I think I've seen them smoke, and I don't remember seeing ours. And I'll have to, if there's a way I can see what the timings are. Okay, so we bought 7 smokes. They bought 7. Okay, interesting. Can't see what the timings were on the smokes though. But I haven't seen us use very good ones. Theirs look much better. Alright, so AM blinks forward, doesn't get a kill. We mistime the Astral combo. And I die to the Viper BKB. Should be able to get this guy out. Okay, so Viper reveals his BKB. Oh wow, we lost AM under tower, that's bad. So we gotta clear those creep waves from range and not let the AM run into it. That's kind of greedy. AM doesn't have the luxury of trying to clear creep waves in front of people that are watching him. Alright. Ideally, AM should not be showing in the lane. AM takes the jungle farm, and then someone like Grimstroke or Witch Doctor just nukes the wave from the trees where the enemy team can't really respond and kill him, because you should be casting your spells outside of vision range. And that way there's no chance that we get killed in a lane gank. Because AM shouldn't be lane farming, and the support shouldn't be showing in lane while they lane farm. And the supports need to take that dangerous farm so that the AM can stick to the jungle. Alright, double damage on the puck. Another bad fight here. We have no defensive vision on the bottom side. So I die early, of course, trying to finish up my items. Interesting fight here. Good delete on the AM. Bristleback doesn't have another defensive item. Really need another defensive tank item on him, or another save from someone else, because I always get jumped first for some reason. That's just my bad positioning. But if the OD gets jumped first, then we have no save. So I either need to position better and not farm, which is a bad choice, or we need to have the supports push out farther than the cores while they farm, so that if someone gets jumped, it's the support and not the core trying to take the jungle camp. Having the supports behind us doesn't help us any. Okay, AM going in for a free Lich kill. They abandon the Lich, which is right. So we have everyone, they don't. Nice easy freebie. Pushing to tier 1, good deal. Finally got it at mid tier 1, about 20 minutes late. That's cool. Okay, called for the gank on the Viper, I remember that. We saw the Viper way out of position, and then everybody came in for this one, which is good stuff. Oh, killed him. Good Abyssal Blade, or good, is it Abyssal or Basher? Still Basher, but that's fine. The Basher cancels his TP, so BKB doesn't save him. Very good choice to go for the Basher and not something even more greedy like a Butterfly or Scotty. The Basher Abyssal is crucial here, especially to try and get pickoffs. Alright, good split push on the AM, grabs a free tier 1. And I'll go back to jungling. A lot of jungling in this game by people that should not be jungling. But whatever. Alright, so we're not shoving out the Bristleback. So what we need to be doing is we need to push the Bristleback into a lane and bait him with everyone behind. But we'd rather jungle. And I think that's okay if we don't get dove under our towers and die. If we were staying even and jungling, then that would be fine because the AM is going to outscale. But because we're dying so fast, the AM doesn't have as much time to outscale. So we're too timid and defensive, and the other team is willing to dive behind our tier 2 towers to kill us, and we're not willing to do the same, but we're the team with the fucking Bristleback, so that seems backwards to me. Got a kill on the Viper, followed up with a kill on the Lich, so that's a great engagement. All 5 of us are together, and we pop the 2 of them that are out of position. That's very nice. See, this is what, 34 minutes? What's our win rate here? We're still pretty bad. Wow, 26%. That is terrible. It doesn't have any faith in us bringing this one back. Let's see, what did I say? This is 32 minutes? Okay, so we're probably down here, so we're looking for a big swing up where we bring ourselves back into the game. I want to see what that is. Okay, posturing in their triangle. This is good. We're waiting for a gank. The gank never shows up, or the victim never shows up. I remember talking about this. We were hanging out on the top side, and we couldn't get him to show up for us. Yep, I pinged the Lena, because I did see the Lena here, so we should have actually jumped, or let's see this, right here. We're looking for a gank right here on the map. The Lena walks up, and I ping her, because I see the Lena come through. So PA is blurred. I ping the Lena for this side, but we don't see the PA, and I think the blur will break on one of these people, which tells them we're up here. Yeah, so PA breaks the blur, we go for the PA. Oh, there's a separate fight going on, so we're hitting two different people on the top. Grim and I are going up there. AM is going for PA. Grimstroke and I should kill whoever this is. The Lich, yeah, that's fine. And then 3 versus 2 over here. This is really good because right now the Viper's out of position. He's coming from the Roche pit. Puck is behind his tier 2, so we actually have 2 good fights going on right now. Somehow we lose the Grim. Okay, or we lose the Lich because we don't have detection for his Glimmer Cape. And do we lose the PA too? We had 2 good jumps and we lose them both. Yeah. So it looks like we lose both of our big jumps here. Okay. Early use of the Mana Void. PA still has all of his mana. OD comes in from behind. Alright, Joe Fitz hits the... Witch Doctor hits the Viper, which is okay, and we're not with them. Is he maledicted? He should still kill him. Alright, so big kill on the PA, that's excellent. Witch Doctor trades for the Viper, also excellent. AM blinks in, he kills the Lich, I think, here. I'm telling him not to go in, but he goes in anyway, which is fine. He gets the kill here, and big turn. Absolutely big turn. Do we back out? Alright, we do back out. So this is probably where we bring it back, yeah. So the win rate's coming back, 36-64. Yeah, that's probably about as good as it got. So that's an excellent set of fights there. A little drawn out. But we end up backing and we take a good advantage here. Now, what happens? Probably go back to farming a lot. If I had to guess. Alright, bottom tier 2, this is really good. I really like our chances at this point. So at this point, the game feels very playable. I think we've sort of made up for whatever the initial mid-game woes were, and this feels like a respectable game. Alright, jungling, AM Illusions, pushing high ground, that's cool. We don't take the shrine, which is a mistake. We should have all pushed for the shrine after the tier 2, but I guess it was the wrong side of the map. So maybe we thought that was a bad idea. 2 people showing in bottom lane, that's good. This is our chance to push top. And we go back to jungling. Okay, lots of jungling. Which again, should be good for us if we don't get picked off. Alright, thought there was a fight there. Double damage. I end up stealing that because I saw the puck was close. Couldn't wait for the AM to get it, unfortunately. If the AM had picked up that double damage, that would have been really good. We could have, initiated a fight off of that. I checked the Roche pit, see that Lich is there. I remember this part. So we're posturing all around Roche. Who gets it? Probably just gonna have to run this until the fight starts. Alright, so let's back this up a little bit. Let's see what happens as the fight's starting. Alright, so Witch Doctor's going up the side to get some vision. Alright, oops, let's go to free camera here. Alright, Bristleback gets caught out and initiated on, that's good. We want Bristleback to go in first. Waste all your spells on him, and then early BKB on the Viper. We should disengage at this point. He's getting away. We're all up here for some reason. Oh, I remember this. So we end up botching the gank here. I want to talk about this for a second. So while Bristleback is going in on this mid area, we ended up seeing the Puck up here, and I knew that AM had the Abyssal Blade. I checked his inventory, I saw that, and so this is a kill. This is absolutely a kill if we can lock him down. And I'm telling them that we're going to go in and we're going to chain stun this guy when he's clearing this wave. So we still got a little bit of time. And telling the AM to go in, blink on him, stun him afterwards. And then, do we have anybody else? The Wish Doctor's a little far behind. But I think in the duration of the Abyssal Blade, we were hoping to try and delete this guy. Because AM hits him with his mana break, and the combo here with the OD is I throw my Sanity's Eclipse at the end because AM has been hitting this guy. So you blink in, you Abyssal him immediately, you don't even wait for the basher because you're worried about him jaunting. In the duration of, 2 seconds, you hit him probably like 4 or 5 times, he loses a lot of mana, and then I end up astraling him right before he's about to leave, or he ends the stun duration, and then while he's astraled, I Sanity's Eclipse on top because he should have all of his mana missing, and my ult does damage based on how much mana he's missing. So that's the combo here. Let's see how this goes. So I think I'm also telling the Witch Doctor to come because I don't want to delete this guy, or I don't want to jump this guy too early. I think AM goes before I'm quite ready. So he's right here. Blink in. Blink is short, and he right-clicks first without abyssaling. Okay, so let's go back, and sorry, we'll play this again slow motion. It's taking a long time, but I don't want to go over this. So here's the play. AM comes up, his blink range is pretty good size, so Puck is already within blink range at this point. So Puck, AM can blink in at any point and get him. I think AM runs to about this point here. The combo here is AM has a cast animation on blink. So you cast blink and AM does like a little spin. He like twirls in a circle before he blinks. While you're twirling, you precast Abyssal Blade. You don't right click at all. You don't attempt to right click because the thing is Puck doesn't get away with his blink. You don't have to right click him first to then like interrupt the blink dagger or whatever. He gets away by jaunting and then, silencing you, throwing out the orb. The blink dagger is like one of his 3 methods of where he's going to get away from you. But you really have to stun him first. So as you blink in, the combo here for anyone that's trying this is you cast your blink. So click W, click on this spot, and then precast your Abyssal Blade with whatever the Abyssal Blade hotkey is right here. And then as you're casting your animation, it will cue the Abyssal Blade. So once you blink in, it will stun immediately the tick after the blink completes. But in this case, the AM comes in and right clicks first. And that gives Puck enough time to realize what happens and spam click his jaunt button. So blink in, he blinks short, he gets a right click first, you hear the mana break hit, and we lose the gank. Yep, so coil, orb, jaunts out. We both waste both of our BKBs, and at this point AM and I have wasted our BKBs because we thought that the rest of the team might be behind him. We didn't realize that there's another fight going on because in the 30 seconds up to this point I was telling the 3 teammates up here to run up here. So the entire time that we're running this way across the map, I had been telling everyone this is what we're focusing on, and I hadn't seen this fight. This fight breaks out, and so now Bristleback is getting jumped by the other 4 team members, and we've wasted our BKBs up here trying to kill a Puck. We didn't have to use much to get away. Alright, so now AM stuns himself on the leash. BKB doesn't prevent the leash. And now we go in to take a fight here. And at this point, I think I'm actually realizing what's going on. And I'm telling the team not to take the fight because I don't have my BKB and AM doesn't have his. And I say that like 4 times. We don't have our BKBs. And for some reason, someone keeps pinging, oh, we should go for this fight because their stuff is down. Even though our stuff is more important than their stuff. So like, how long is this later? Yeah, we've actually just engaged at this point. So the fight's over. Bristleback got jumped. They tried to kill him. All 4 of them couldn't kill him. They did like nothing to him, which is fantastic. We're out. My BKB is starting to recharge. AM is up here. His BKB is starting to recharge. So we shouldn't be taking a fight. There's a lot of time to talk about this. We should have escaped. And so the fact that we go back in right here, this move going back in is what probably seals our chance to come back. So I think at this point we could have reset, we could have walked away. AM is pushing tier 2, which is the right answer. We see everyone in the jungle. AM should run up, pressure this tower, and then blink away and force someone to respond to this. We should be playing this slow while we wait for AM and I to both have our blink daggers. The Bristleback and the Grimstroke running in to try and take a fight 2v5, hoping that everyone else is going to follow up and save them, is really bad. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Bristleback is doing bristle things. He's got an Ag Scepter. Alright, good combo on the Viper. So kills the Viper, and we lose everybody in exchange for the Viper. Okay, AM's still going. That's cool. I don't know why he's still going at this point. He has Abyssal Blade. Okay, so AM, when you had him at that point, you've had Abyssal Blade off cooldown for a few seconds. You could have stunned the Lich and then killed him in the duration of that. Alright, blinks up. This is bad. You're in a weird spot. I don't know what's going on here, and you're dead. Yeah, so the AM did not have to die there. Going in for the Lich there is really greedy, and we lose everybody in exchange for the P3 and the P4. So that was terrible execution team-wide for all of us. I think we all played that poorly, and I'm going to say that that is our last chance to have won the game. So up until that moment, I think we could have won, and then for the rest of the game, I think we're done. Let's see. Take a free Roche. We shove in. We're now 13k behind. I think previously we were like 4 or 5k behind. So that's a huge loss of gold. And Turtle. We get maybe one team wipe here at some point. Let's see. Okay, clunky fight. That looked like a really bad initiation, and I was probably telling everybody to turtle inside the base, so we shouldn't be taking fights this far out. We should all be taking fights on the high ground. They don't have fantastic siege, so we don't have to jump out into the jungle to get them. Especially while they still have an Aegis. We shouldn't be moving out of the high ground into an Aegis. Alrighty. 16k behind, gets worse and worse. I think we're talking about at this point whether or not we can send someone out sneakily to try and steal the last neutral item. Oh yeah, so we were talking about how we were turtling, and we're like, how do we get our last neutral item? And we ended up running someone out, and we got a leveler for the... No wait, that's not us. This is the fuck. It's a leveler on PA. Where's our team? Okay, yeah. So we're still missing neutral items, and we're trying to get everyone. Or we're talking about whether or not it's worth sneaking out to get a neutral item. I don't think it was, but they ended up doing it anyway, and they got a leveler, and it didn't help. But it was nice to have on the AM. I think AM goes from Elven Tunic to Penta to leveler once we finally find one. Not sure. All right, so losing the siege. I think we end up wasting a buyback here at one point. Okay, so Aegis expires, that's good. And then they back out once the Aegis expires, and I recognize that. I remember telling the team over voice that if they're backing out now, it's because they lost the Aegis, and this is our chance to go. And I don't think we do. I think we talk about, I wanted the team to clear out this last creep wave, and then, where's my damn camera? Once I realized that they had pushed out, I was telling the team that we should nuke one more creep wave, and then we're going to smoke, and then as sort of like a gamble, we're going to push out top, and we're going to try and kill whoever's showing top while everyone else is out farming somewhere else, because I expected them to be greedy, try and farm some in some other lane and not stay as 5, and the rest of us could push out as 5 under a smoke, take a fight without an Aegis, and then kill someone 5v2 or something. Alright, so let's see. Alright. I thought that happened. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. Okay, yeah, so I'm marking it on the map that this is our smoke location, or this is our smoke route. So I think it's the next creep wave. I tell them to flash farm the next creep wave, and then we push out. Yeah, one more creep wave. This is it. Flash that creep wave. We flash the creep wave. We smoke. We smoke. Where the hell's the fucking smoke? Okay, so we walked out of the base without smoke. That's interesting. Let's rewind a little bit. So we're standing here. I'm pinging this creep wave right here. You can see my blue ping on the map here in a second. Right now, ping that wave. Ping, ping, ping. 1, want everybody to kill that creep wave. Oh, we did smoke. Okay, never mind. So it was just a replay bug. For some reason, I thought we hadn't smoked. AM misses the smoke, but that's fine. He's in the background. Okay, we break on the high ground. So Viper sees us on the high side. No one's in the lane. I'm telling everyone that we should go on the Viper because we saw someone. Yeah, we saw puck bottom. And the reason why I called the jump is because I knew we had a numbers advantage, at least by one. I didn't know who else was here, but I knew at worst it was a 5v4. Alright, so Viper pops his ult. We go in. Abyssal on the Viper. Good stuff. We're hitting people. We're hitting people. This is good. Alright, this actually works out really nicely. Good shit. So I'm going to say that's probably the point where our win rate ticks up just a little bit at the end as we take that one good fight. So that's interesting. Okay, I've forgotten about that fight. Alright, so now we're going back to farming. We have our jungle for a little bit. I'm telling everyone don't get too greedy because we still have to turtle once everyone comes back alive. And we take a fight. Okay. Okay, so we lose our AM and our bristleback by themselves on the other side of the map after we split up. I want to see this again. Let's see what's going on here. Their perspective, what's happening? Okay, so they're chasing the puck into everybody. Yeah. Okay. I think we GG out here, right? Was that... Oh, no, we... That's right, okay. So, I tell everybody, we push out, we're going to take over the jungle, don't get greedy. Two people get greedy, they suicide over the river. At this point, we're talking about whether or not to use buybacks, and this is another good conversation to have. So, someone asked, should we buy back to defend? And I said, no, let the Rex go, we'll take the next fight, because I didn't think that they were going to try to end the game without an Aegis. I assumed, probably accurately, that Gotham would siege a little bit, take a lane if we didn't buy back, and then once the team was up, he would go back out to farming, they would get another Aegis, and then they would come back with another Roche. We ended up spending the buybacks anyway. Didn't help us, and it really hurt our chances of turning around another fight. So let's see what's going on here. I'm saying don't buy back. We got somebody split pushing. So I'm in the other lane split pushing. I say let the Rex go. Someone buys back. We lose the lane anyway, so the buyback was totally worthless because we lose the tower, we lose both barracks. So it's not like the buyback saved anything. But now we've got, was it 6-minute timer on something? 8-minute timer on the bristleback before we can play. Which is bad because bristleback is our whole tank, is our whole defensive everything. Let's talk about items real quick. Super late game. Let's see what everyone's got. I've got the Blink, the Ags, the BKB. This is basically all I'm getting. So Blink in, Astral 2 people. Either one is a save for AM or I Astral one of their other cores. Take them out of the fight. Makes the game 5v4. That's good. Aeon Disc, Witch Doctor. It sounds right. That was one of the two options I was thinking you should go for. Either Aeon Disc or Ghost Scepter. Halberd for the Bristleback. Okay. Not as good as the Pipe. I told him to get Pipe. Someone else told him to get Halberd. He listened to the other person. Again, the Ag Scepter is terrible. I think I told him to sell it to get the Pipe, and he didn't. AM has pretty standard stuff. What's the Javelin? What do you... MKB for the PA. Okay, I don't mind that. I was telling him that we needed him to try and burst people down. He did switch for the Penta Edge, which is good. Previously he had the Elven Tunic because he thought he needed the evasion. I was telling him in the fights, you're not going to have enough time to try and stay alive and dance around, so the evasion's worthless. We need you to jump in and delete someone, and so the neutral item you want is damage. So he did switch for the Penta Edge, which is good, and I think that was the right call. Veil of Discord on the Grimstroke. Okay. I don't think we needed the Veil. Aeon Disc, though, is good. I would have preferred something more defensive to save the AM. Again, we're putting all our eggs in the AM basket. Veil of Discord doesn't boost the AM any. It just boosts the Witch Doctor and the Grimstroke, but Grimstroke and Witch Doctor aren't our damage dealers here. I mean, yeah, you may kill somebody with the Witch Doctor ward, but really we need to buff up the AM, and anything we can do to help that is what we need to buy. The Veil doesn't really accomplish that. But okay, interesting items. And 23k net worth. What's our last fight look like? So we buy back. I'm telling the team we're going to stall and try and wait until the buybacks come back. We get another Aegis, as expected. Gotham's stack is really good about not forcing high ground at the wrong time, and really good about playing it safe and getting another Roche when they need to. He makes that call a lot, I think. I've never seen him shove and lose a game when he should have Roached and won the game. At least not against me. Alright, so we're turtling. I think we lose. Spoiler. That's funny. That was the Lich trying to force staff me out of the high ground. Because they're trying to go for the D-wards. Okay, stall. We kill the PA and we take away his Aegis, which is actually really good. That happens here in a second. Good blink back. And gets a jump in on support. I was telling him to go for a support, not a core, because previously in some of the fights, the AM would try to go for a core. Going for the support is good. It's unfortunate the Lich had an Aeon disc. Alright. Double buybacks on AM and the OD. We kill the PA the first time. I think we get him a second time here. Bristleback doesn't have his buyback again yet, so if he dies here, this is really bad. Let's see how this works. Brings the stun back. Nope. Stun does not hit. Oh, the stun does hit. Okay, good. Excellent stun on the Puck. This should be a Puck-killing stun right here. That's fantastic. Alright, so Puck dies here. I'm disabling over here on this side. I should die. This is a dieback on the OD, and everyone else should clean up nicely. I think we actually hold. Unless I'm mistaken. Mass buybacks, and we hold. Good stuff. Alright, so that's fantastic. I don't remember us doing that well. I actually forgot that we held that time after all the massive buybacks. So we're trying to come back. What time is this? This is 50 minutes into the game, and yeah, it didn't even tick the win probability. That's fine. Alright, so we're hanging out, waiting for OD to come back. OD is on a dieback. Bristleback should have his buyback in 3 minutes. AM has his on 7 minutes. 7 minutes for Grimstroke. 7 minutes for Witch Doctor. We used everybody, so that was just desperation holdout, which somehow worked. I'm telling everyone we should turtle again, and I think someone gets picked off, and I actually GG while people die, not even on high ground, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see how this works. Yeah, there's the call to turtle. Everyone turtle up. We're getting back to our base. Grimstroke dies. I try to Astral him twice to save him. Doesn't work. That's fine. Lose the Grimstroke. Whatever. Right, do they actually siege? I think they back off a little bit, but I'm not sure. Okay, at this point I'm telling everyone to turtle, and the call here is to let the Lane of Rax go, and we're going to hold for the Ancient. So that's what I remember telling the team here. AM is split pushing way outside. Okay, cool. Which is the right call after I told the team to let the Lane of Rax go. He doesn't need to be here if we're already forsaking the lane. Alrighty. So I keep telling the team, let the lane go, let the Rax go, let the Rax go. And I don't think we do. Yeah, AM comes back, we all die. I think we just GG out here. Yeah. Okay. GG, game over. Okay. Yeah, I think turtling we probably still would have lost just as handedly. I don't think the Grimstroke would have been able to come back in time. 40 seconds, they would have hit these racks, killed these off, hit the tier 4 towers, and then if Grimstroke came back, we could have had a 5v5 fight with like the Ancient at maybe 25% health, but at least it would have been 5 on 5 instead of 3 on 5 and then eventually 4 on 5 when the AM TP's back. So that's it for the macro strategy there. So overall, I think we had a solid draft. The AI says we had a massive win rate just based on the draft. I think we played the mid game right. We had a couple stutters where we didn't quite go aggressive when I thought we had the early advantage at about 10 minutes. We should have basically run away with the game at that point, but we got real passive real quick. We lost a couple team fights in some bad spots, and then we lost some team fights in spots where I don't think we needed to lose the team fights. The mid got trashed, so OD was terrible. I was absolute garbage, and that is absolutely a significant part of why we lost the game. I would say probably at least 20%, but I don't think it's the reason we lost the game. I think some of the team decisions in either split shot calls, counter calling my shot calls, or kind of doing something in a way that ruined the general team plan, took away our chance to win. I'm not saying we would have won if we listened to my calls. I'm saying we had chances to either come back into the game or continue to hold our lead, and we gave them away because Gotham's stack played extremely tight. They played really well in the late game. We lost our chances to get pickoffs very early on. They went into a 5-man death ball after we ganked their Lina like twice because they realized that gank could just as easily be the PA when the PA had nothing but a Battle Fury. And then once they started 5-man death balling, we took a few fights that were short on numbers. Either someone was late or someone was on the other side of the map, and we lost 3v5 or 4v5 enough times that our gold advantage was ruined. And that's about it. So if anyone else has any comments, critiques, criticism, whatever, I'd love to hear it. No hard feelings. I'm not saying, throughout this whole video, oh, I'm better than you guys, I would have won. I'm just as bad and probably worse than everyone on the team, considering I had the most deaths. So I can confidently say I was the worst on the team. But I'd love to hear any, sort of criticisms or suggestions for, maybe shot calling or captaining, or how I played my lane, my OD mechanics, whatever. That's perfectly fine. And then also, if you guys haven't seen the strats page, we're going to do a rotational captaining for this team. So unless you opt out, each person on the team who doesn't opt out is going to captain in turn. And so you'll do the draft. And again, you can ask for as much help as you want, and I'll chime in with as much help and probably more than you want. But you'll get to control basically every aspect of the team for that game. And we'll try this for a while, see how that works. It might be helpful for everybody. Alrighty, go ahead and cut this one off. This is a long video.